Welcome children to Industrial Revolution. The important topics which we can find in this lesson are control of traders, putting out system, industrial revolution, James Watt invention, factory system, child labor, transport revolution and urbanization and slums. Now let us see putting out system. Trade began between America, Europe, Africa and Asia. And textile traders too began to expand. European traders they began to use putting out system. That is, they gave advance to small farmers and artisans to produce textile goods. During this period, income from farming was reducing and many peasants lost their farms and grazing lands. Therefore, textile workers helped them to make a living. Under the putting out system, the cloth trader who was in Britain would purchase cotton from a supplier and carried it to the spinner. Then the yarn was taken by the trader to the next stage of production, the weavers. The cloth was then taken to the fullest and finally to the London and it was sold there. So under the putting out system, the different activities could be done in different parts of the country, but the final work was done in London and it was sold to many other countries. Sometimes later, the traders they brought the craft person under one roof so that they could expand their requirements and organize the production more effectively. They set up small workshops called manufactories, and the craftsmen they brought their own tools and worked with raw materials given by the trader. The trader he took the production product and sold it in the market. In this way, slowly the control of the traders over the persons has increased. This phase is called as auto-industrialization, a phase in which more and more people entered craft production. Traders established and control over the workers. And we find a large number of craft production developed across the world. Industrial Revolution. It took place between 1750 and 1850, and many changes took place during this period. Machine and steam power began to be increasingly used to produce goods, to move goods and people from one place to another. Several people living in villages moved to towns and cities for work. And this was the beginning of the machine age in Britain. Now, as the demand for the clothes and other handicrafts increased multiple times, many artisans they wonder how they could increase the production. So they slowly we find the machines have entered. When the demand has increased, the machine had entered, and with the help of machines, they started doing productions. But the machines were very heavy, and it was to be turned with the hands or the feet, with which was very difficult for the artisans. And James Watt invention has changed, helped them a lot. James Watt was an English craftsperson who invented machines. He noticed the steam had so much strength that it could move enormous weight. To tap the energy, he made a machine which would run with the help of steam and would not be needed to be moved with men or animals. And he showed his invention to an industrialist called Bolton, and the two entered into a partnership to make such machines. Bolton invested the necessary money and he paid a salary, and Walton he made steam engines. Together they made large profits, and with the help of the steam engine, they were able to make new machines which were helping in spinning, weaving, making of iron tools, vehicles, and ships, etc. Now let us see factory system of production. Between 1750, 18 and 1850, a new system called factory system emerged. In the place of a simple tools and manpower, new machines and steam power came to be used increasingly, and production was now carried out in a place called factory. Unlike what we read, unlike in the olden days, the production was done in the houses. Now hundreds of workers were brought together to work in a large factories. Machines became an important in the place of minor tools and handlooms. They produced goods on a very large scale, and all the facilities needed for production were owned and managed by individuals called capitalists. They invested money on workers, raw materials, machine, etc., and owned them. And here in this lesson, we also can see the experiences of a child labor. Now, children below 14 years, if they are employed by anyone, then we can call them, they are called as child laborers. So in this lesson, we see a child who was 4 years and he was working in a coal mine. He was telling his experiences. He tells that I have been working in this mines since I was four. Working, I my job is to pick up the load and coal and put it into the wagon and push it to the place where the horse could take it. And it is a very difficult job. And we have to work in the way for more than 12 hours a day. By the time we return home, we are so tired that we do not even feel like eating. Yesterday, I felt asleep on my way, and my mother searched for me and carried to the arms. And afterwards, there were many movements that were to ban the child labor, and today child labor is banned in almost all countries. Now let us see inside early factories. Skilled artisans had been replaced by unskilled labor as the machines could be operated by them. A large number of women and children were employed, and workers were paid very less, and they had to work from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. And most of the workers had no option as they were small craftsmen and who lost their shops were closed because of the competition from the mills, and the machines, and the peasants also did not had income from the fields. New machines were introduced constantly, and as they could do the work of the several workers, whenever a new machine was introduced, many workers were removed from their services. Gradually, workers of factories and mines formed their own organization and they fought against the conditions of the work, and over time, the conditions had been improved. Here are the picture where we can see the workers working in a factory. In the earlier stage, women and children were employed and they were given very less wage and they were forced to work for more than 12 hours. Gradually, the machines came. As the new machines came, we find the workers were removed. In the place of the workers, the machine took the place of the workers. Now let us see the source of energy and industrial development. Industries initially they depend upon coal and steam for energy. Later on, they started using several other sources of energy such as thermal and hydroelectricity, petroleum, natural gases, nuclear, and solar power. Transport revolution. An invention of steam engine led to a development of a shipping which was cheaper than the road transport. And the next They started using the steam. With the help of it, a steam engine was used in locomotives, and it could pull a heavy loads also. And in 1840, we can see the person called Adam. He made a new method of laying the roads using with the broken stones. And then later on, after some years, it was replaced by tar. And we find the Wright brothers. They developed an aircraft, and today air transport is the fastest means of transport. Trade in industrial products. Industrial production in England increased so much, the factory owners began to sell the products in other countries also. Machine made goods were cheaper than man made goods, and the demand for them also increased all over the world. English traders they purchased the raw materials required for the production of the goods from India and other countries and sold finally to Indian and American countries. In Europe and other countries, they conquered and exploited colonies in Asia, Africa, Australia, and America. Now, here you can see the colonies which were being established, and if you notice, you find all the colonies which were near the sea coast. Urbanization and slums. As a result of industrial revolution, villages surrounding the factories they developed into town and cities, and this is known as urbanization. People shifted from villages to the newly emerging towns for their livelihood, and they settled down by building houses and the shelters, and they lacked all the proper. They did not had a proper ventilation, health, or sanitation facilities, and as a consequence, accidents, diseases, and epidemics were very common. These overcrowded human habitations are called as slums. In the same manner, we find even district quarters, they came up for the rich and the powerful with various facilities. You can find the slums. Thank you, children.